Good morning. Thanks for joining us for the News 12 FastCast. I'm Nick Proto. 7:30 here on our Monday. This Memorial Day is a day off work or school for many of you, but to those who have served our country, it's a day to reflect on those who are no longer with us and experiences they'll never forget. On Friday, we got the chance to speak with local veterans during an event. That was at Harlem's Veterans of Foreign Wars post, visiting the Georgia War Veterans Nursing Home. They shared a meal together and shared some stories with us. One Vietnam veteran was brought to tears as he told us why today isn't just a day for him to relax.
Some of them say, forget it. No, it's in my head. I lost a couple of friends over there, and brother-in-law and one other friend.
So to all the veterans watching this morning and to those who made the ultimate sacrifice, thank you for your service and your sacrifice. And here's a way to honor our veterans before you relax today. There's going to be a remembrance ceremony in Evans at the Market Pavilion. That's hosted by the VFW Post 12190 right next to the Performing Arts Center. The ceremony is from 11 a.m. to noon. Law enforcement leaders need you to be careful on the roads from now into summer. The period is what they call the 100 deadliest days. That's when they see the most deadly crashes on the roads. South Carolina troopers say all hands are on deck to keep traffic moving along without delay or injury.
Driving is the most dangerous thing a normal person will do on a daily basis, and you have to go at it like that with that mindset and say, hey, I'm going to get to my destination safely. We can't always control what other people are doing, but we can control what we're doing and making sure that we stay safe and get to our destination alive.
Troopers say buckle up, put your phone away, and have your GPS ready before you turn the car on. We got a safety alert this morning for those of you using the grill today. Experts have tips on the best ways to keep your meats, produce, or ingredients fresh. You don't want to accidentally get your party sick now or into the summer either. The USDA says foodborne illnesses are commonly spread in these cases where food is not stored at the right temperature or when cooked foods are cross-contaminated with raw or uncooked foods. Now, to lower your chances of getting sick, wash your hands during the process, separate raw foods from foods ready to eat, and clean cutting boards and utensils between uses. Meats are going to be the most important because chicken, pork, and beef cook thoroughly in different ways. Whole cuts of pork and beef need to be cooked at 145 degrees. Ground beef or pork is 160. Any poultry should be 165. A Burke County deadly shooting suspect will not be facing charges. This is coming from District Attorney Jared Williams about Hannah Cobb. He says a grand jury returned a no bill. She was arrested after her boyfriend, Telvin Osborne, was shot and killed. DA Williams says a grand jury decided not to pursue formal charges back in April. The Burke County Sheriff's Office says they heard about possible riot threats over that decision on Friday night, and they were ready to protect the community from that. A 61-year-old is wanted in connection to a weekend shooting. This is Danny Luke, who Richmond County deputies want for aggravated assault. The Sheriff's Office says they found a man shot at the Bon Air apartment Saturday night. The victim went to Wellstar MCG for treatment. Luke is considered armed and dangerous, so if you see him, call the Sheriff's Office. A man originally wanted for questioning is now a suspect. This is 18-year-old Tayshawn Goodwin. Deputies say he's wanted for murder in connection to a deadly shooting on Lumpkin Road last Wednesday. They say Jaquavius Watkins died at the scene. Goodwin is known to spend time around the Harrisburg and Lumpkin Road neighborhoods. He's also considered armed and dangerous, so if you see him, just call the Sheriff's Office. The Richmond County coroner says a 23-year-old is dead from an accident on Deansbridge Road. He says Xavion Wimberly was hit by a car while crossing the road around 3 o'clock yesterday morning. Deputies say they found a suspect and a car about a half-mile away, but no word yet if they arrested anybody. An autopsy has been scheduled for Wimberly. Several people are missing out of Richmond County this morning. The latest case is a runaway teen. A 13-year-old is missing out of Augusta. Officials say Bailey Williams was last seen on Shiloh Street near Jewel Drive yesterday. Deputies believe she had on a black North Face bubble jacket, a pink hoodie, gray sweats, and tan slides. Another case involves a 25-year-old Saphir Burke. Deputies say he was last seen leaving apartments on Bahama Drive last Thursday. That would have been around 10 p.m. He was last seen in a blue hoodie and sweatpants. And there are 3 other cases from last week, all of them teens. Aaliyah Ash was last seen at her home in the Commonwealth Way area last Thursday in a white shirt and white sweatpants with a blue stripe. Van McNair and Elijah Scott are both considered runaways. Deputies say McNair is known to spend time around Rozier and Windsor Spring Roads. Scott was last seen in a white shirt, gray sweatpants, and yellow Crocs. If you've seen any of these people, call the Sheriff's Office. After deciding to move the Allendale-Fairfax High School graduation inside the gym from threats, district leaders and law enforcement reversed that choice. The superintendent says it'll be back in Tiger Stadium Friday night. There's a letter for parents and families to reference if you plan to go. They say security is going to be tight. No bags will be allowed. Don't bring any flowers or balloons for your student. Leave the noise-making devices at home, too. Leaders say they'll use metal detectors and wands as you walk in. And if it rains, the ceremony will go back inside the gym. If you can't make it, the district plans to live stream it on the county's YouTube channel and Facebook page. A heads up for tomorrow, lane closures start on I-20 in Aiken County. The Department of South Carolina DOT says it'll be between mile marker 40 and 43 for clearing activities. That'll last the rest of the month on the east and westbound sides. The schedule is 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Fridays. So take a different route if you can. That's it for the news side of things this morning. Let's send it over now to Tim for a check at your weather.
All right, we're still tracking what's been some rain and even thunderstorms mixed in over the last 2 to 3 hours, getting right down on the metro. Clusters beginning to find a little bit more steam left in them here from Warren, McDuffie County. That's moving across the lake, Lincoln, McCormick County, but still some rain coming down. It looks like pretty hefty in the Appling and Harlem areas as well. We've had some heavy rain for you and thunderstorms, but this will generally be the pattern we keep over the next few hours. First half of the day for Memorial Day, not likely to be dry. Now, where we're finding a few storms fire up today, there is kind of a level 1 marginal risk for a strong to severe storm. Don't really expect to see that a significant problem here, but just keeping that threat in line, possibly some gusty winds, definitely heavy downpours. Then you add to it, visibility's been a problem. Dense fog over the last few hours have brought the visibility down less than a mile still from Tolliver and Wilkes County. So between Crawfordville along I-20, that's also definitely an area of impact for dense fog, as well as Aiken County. In between Augusta and Columbia, we're down to about 3/4 of a mile or less. Thankfully, at our studios, we've got a pretty decent picture of what looks like a little bit of light traffic. Not so much out there on this holiday Memorial Day Monday. Morning temperatures still in between mid-60s and low 70s north and south of the interstate. So once we get these few clusters of storms out of the way for this morning, the rain chances begin to diminish a little bit more into midday, but likely to pick back up later on tonight. And boy, we've got a dividing line of temperatures from 70s to lower 80s. Anywhere north of the interstate, we find some of the cooler readings. And we may not even make it into the 80s for tomorrow as that wedge sets up here. Keeping temperatures middle 70s for Tuesday. We will get back into the 80s as we move into the second half of the week. But not to say storms won't come along with that. So we've got the impact this morning, and we see anywhere between now and about 3 o'clock that chance for storms begins to pick up. This is 8 p.m. tonight. So look for thunderstorms to be back with us between 8 to about midnight. Early tomorrow morning, the showers will start up once again, and definitely a cooler wedge of air is in place. We're looking at temperatures most of the day in the lower to mid 70s. Now, we may even again overnight Tuesday into very early Wednesday morning have another threat of some rainfall. So really the first half of the week more significant as far as the rain chances go than the second half. That begins to fall off. We're looking for lows consistently in the 60s. Highs will get back close to average, but not until the end of the weekend. So